That wasn't in that song that I'm That wasn't in the movie, but it could have been.
Untouchables theme.
Oh God.
God.
God, I love the intro of the Untouchables so much.
You know what? Apparently, I don't think you watched the Untouchables because guess what? I was doing the Jaws theme. Dun, 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 dun.
No,
you heard that
that's
and you
the
went,
same.
oh yeah, Untouchables. I made that up.
Wait. Oh no.
I think someone here's not watching the movies for Movie Club.
It's me. I didn't watch Logan Lucky.
Me neither.
So
This
thanks
is
for
gonna be a great
watching, everyone. No, I did watch Logan Lucky.
I did too.
What?
That's funny.
Crazy.
What a funny punchline.
It's
to
like
both
we
of
did our
jokes.
jobs. How about that?
Yeah.
I picked this movie, and I picked it because we had a whole tangent a couple episodes ago about Jules Asner, and then
yeah, this is the most bizarre path to a
it really
Movie
was,
Club episode.
but that's why I thought it'd be so fun. And I didn't, sometimes like I'm gonna break the wall a little bit for you. Sometimes when we do a movie club, I already know what Rocco's gonna pick. Sometimes I know. I just heard like, hey, it's gonna be this next, and I act surprised for you, for your benefit. I'm so fucking talented.
Yeah.
But this time I really wanted like him to not know, because
I'm like, why are you picking?
Why would you pick Logan Lucky?
Yeah.
But I thought, like, how fucking funny that Jules Asner, who we were just talking about, wrote a movie that no one even knew about that she wrote the movie. It's like a secret. I fucking... Anyways, so that's why I picked this movie, with only the sense of Jules Asner, who I used to have a crush on when she hosted Wild on E, wrote it. And
that is so weird to me. I looked up Wild on... So if you missed a previous episode of Movie Club,
that was a Ghostbusters one, right?
The Ghostbusters 2 episode. Yeah. As preteens, we recorded this, or I recorded. I don't know if you just watched it or recorded it. I don't know what you did, but there was a show on E called Wild On ... and it would be like Wild On
Spring Break,
Wild On Paris, Wild On, and they would just go and like see stuff around the world.
Usually parties.
A lot of times it was kind of like of the edgier nature, you know. Oh, this party where there's women they painted their clothes on.
Or it's like the biggest bubble foam party in the world.
Yeah. Or sometimes it was of the edgier nature, and then sometimes it was just goofy. The running of the bulls or it was just something wild, basically.
But this was something that aired in the late 90s.
Yes, late 90s, going into the early 2000s.
Yeah.
I forgot that at a point, Jules Asner was the original host, and then after a point, I forgot Brooke Burke took over.
Brooke Burke.
So were you an Asner nut?
Here's the thing.
An Asner nut or a Burke head?
As a 14-year-old, I liked both, but if I had to choose one, I was an Asner. I was loyal to Jules Asner. Personally,
you know what? I'm gonna keep it controversial.
Yeah.
I was a Burke boy,
and I knew that would be the case. And I don't want to say why I know that.
I don't even know what it is.
Oh, I know what it is.
I don't even know what that meant, but I was caught off guard.
If you want me to say it, I just think Brooke Burke had way bigger boobs. That's it. If we're 14-year-olds watching Wild On,
like 12. Yeah. Listen, I don't know if that's true because I have not looked at either of them. Actually, no. I did look at clips of Wild On with host Jules Asner a couple weeks ago. Or no, a couple nights ago.
Yeah.
And it was so weird how I had forgotten like the editing of the show and the way that it was. It was like no one on earth remembers this but us. No. Like I have not heard anyone talk about this in a million years.
I know. Even people here are like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I used to watch it all the time.
But she was truly though a good TV host.
Yeah.
Maybe a little corny. The show's corny by today, but anyway, she was a good TV host, and then she vanished, and then we discovered that
she married Steven Soderbergh. And then
I can't believe that.
So here's the thing: is I guess there was a time where she was hosting like so many shows on E. Yeah. She was like the E girl.
She was,
which I did not remember.
She was the original E girl. Yeah.
Yeah. But she I think they were saying she was on E for like 4 hours a day.
Yeah,
or something
yeah.
crazy.
I wonder if she made bank or if it was early enough in that network's life where you could make no money.
She was just taken advantage of and just like had no money.
Because I got that impression from like, again, they would sometimes go to segments by Art Man, and I think he was just like a PA. Like I don't think he got shit for doing that. It was just like, yeah, we're busy, have him do it. I
always hated Art Man, and maybe that's not fair because he wasn't Jules Asner.
Art Man got his own show later on when like they did like Access TV or whatever. Some crappy TV network came out and they just let him go. Like, hey, have Art Man
so
go.
We talked about Jules Asner on the Ghostbusters 2 episode, and then on a lark, I just Googled like, what had Jules Asner done since then? And then I got into this whole like, oh, she married Steven Soderbergh? That's fucking crazy. And then I kept going, and it's like, oh, there's rumors she wrote a movie, and she helped punch up scripts, and now she wrote this movie, and Steven Soderbergh came out of retirement to direct this movie. It's like, what the fuck?
Wait, Steven Soderbergh is retired?
Yeah, I guess they said that he retired from directing.
Really?
He wasn't going to direct anymore, and his last movie was going to be, I have it, I never, even when I do notes for fucking Record Club, I never highlight the things I want to remember. Like that is the I have a highlighter in my office. I don't use it. Where he directed. Fuck. I'm not gonna know. I don't know.
Because he did this, but then I've seen movies since then. He did Unsane. I've seen that movie.
Unsane.
That was a year after this. He might have shot it before. I don't know. But then he has a few others. He has
Is he a director of
the
it?
Laundromat, director, High Flying Bird, The Laundromat, Let Them All Talk, No Sudden Move.
I haven't heard of any of these movies.
Kimmy, I haven't either.
But
he did do. Oh yeah, Kimmy, I did see stuff for this. It was an HBO Max thing. But he did come back to the director's seat for the last Magic Mike's Last Dance.
Oh,
that was this year.
Huh.
So I don't know where the hell you're getting this
I
info.
don't know. Well, I can't even find it, so maybe it's all fucking made up. Well, anyways.
But you know what, though? A lot of these ones that I'm looking at right here were like HBO Max original little things.
Yeah, I think he said he was like done doing like theater releases.
Oh, maybe,
or something
yeah.
like that.
But either way, Magic Mike did come out this year in theaters. So I don't know what the hell. I don't know.
There you go. But so there was a lot of talk. Adam Driver and Steven Soderbergh were both adamant that the person who wrote the movie was someone named Rebecca Blunt.
Yeah.
And everyone said like, no, Rebecca Blunt's a real person. But I was like, where is she? Where is Rebecca Blunt? And then they had like a theory, like, did Steven Soderbergh just write this himself? Like, who wrote this fucking movie? Well, who wrote this?
Yeah.
And so later it came out that Jules Asner, his wife, wrote it, and she didn't want it to seem like he came out of his retirement just to direct his wife's script.
Yeah,
that's a bad look.
Sure, okay.
So also it's like you're only making this movie because your wife wrote it. This can't be a good movie. Sure. Whatever.
There's a lot of weird connotations for people.
People would say that.
People like to talk when it's something like that.
Right. So that's why she used a pseudonym, but it turns out this was written solely by her. So she wrote this movie.
That's
on
crazy.
Her own. Yeah.
Man.
And what's interesting is that this movie is nothing. If I had to guess what a Jules Asner movie would be, I don't think it would be Logan Lucky.
You think it would be them going to Mardi Gras and checking out the locals?
Yeah, seeing what the biggest foam party in the world.
No, that blew me away too. Also, I didn't know anything about this movie at all.
I saw the poster once, and honestly, when this movie came out is when I was really into the podcasts I've listened to, like the murder podcast, 2017.
Yeah.
So I got commercials for it a lot during the podcast, but I just didn't know anything about it. Logan Lucky, the bank robbing something, Logan Lucky. It's like, okay, whatever. And it's like, skip past that shit. So I've heard it, but I didn't know really anything. The cast was like killer in this.
I was going to say, I again, not knowing anything, just hit play on it. This is like one of the best casts ever. Like it just every moment it's like, oh, okay. Channing Tatum's did it. Well, again, Steven Soderbergh did Magic Mike, so that's not okay. Wait, is that Adam Driver? Oh, that's correct. Daniel Craig is in this? Oh, okay. Then they talk to the two weird idiots. Oh, one of them is Jack Quaid, who is really great in The Boys, and he's in Oppenheimer.
Katie Holmes?
Katie Holmes is out of nowhere. who else? There's another point.
Hilary Swank.
Hilary Swank shows up out of nowhere. Then the prison chief comes in. Fucking country star Dwight Yoakam.
Is that who that is?
That's who that is.
That guy. It was killing me.
He's also in. He was like the doctor advisor guy in Crank.
Oh.
He was the guy that Jason Statham kept calling. Right now, your urethra is probably tied in a knot. What you're going to want to do is calm down a little bit. Try to cool yourself down, but not too much because your old ticker's going to explode. That kind of thing.
You know who was my least favorite person in the movie? And I didn't know who it was when the movie started. And I didn't know who the movie was in the movie. And I was like, this guy sucks. The British guy with the mustache.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to bring that up. Yeah, fucking Seth MacFarlane.
And I did not realize that was Seth MacFarlane.
That was him.
Of course, the person I hated the most in this movie was Seth MacFarlane.
It was him doing a fucking accent.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, and then you had, what's his name? Fucking Winter Soldier. The racer that guy worked with was Sebastian Stan or whatever.
Yeah. So
all the Marvel heads probably going nuts at him. There's a big push, Sean, to have in the Star Wars streaming shows every now and then in the timeline of like the Mandalorian. I hope I'm not spoiling it, Mandalorian for anybody, but every now and then they've seen Luke because this is in a time period
where
Luke would be. I don't know how much into Mandalorian you saw, or if you saw any of Book of Boba Fett or anything.
None of Book of Boba Fett. I watched the first 5 minutes of every episode of season 3 and then fell asleep. Legitimately.
Oh, the new Mandalorian season was boring.
Yeah. Okay.
But Luke showed up at the end of season 2. And then they kind of go over to him training in the Book of Boba Fett. There's an episode where it's like kind of catching up, like where's the Mandalorian? Where's fucking Grogu? Where's whatever? And he's training with Luke. Now, Luke looked a little weird when he first showed up in the Mandalorian, but they got the look down in Book of Boba Fett where everyone online, there's so many people that are like, that was so stupid. It looked like shit. I can't believe. And this is truly the power of audio. Because I think they're wrong. It looked perfect. Like if you watch it on mute, they got fucking young Mark Hamill. The problem is they AI'd his voice.
Oh,
and he sounds like this. Grogu, come over and talk to me. Not like that, little buddy. And I think that's why I don't think it looked bad.
Right.
But people hear it's a psychological thing where he felt like a robot. So people go, oh, that was shitty. Then it's like, the look was good, I think. Yeah.
Audio's
80% of it.
I went to a concert last night. I saw Smashing Pumpkins, and for some reason, I was really close to the stage, but the you could barely hear the vocals.
Yeah.
And some of the parts.
Yeah,
and it was like, were they bad? And it's like, no, they weren't bad.
Yeah.
I just couldn't fucking hear it right. I heard it wrong.
Yeah.
But it affected a lot of some of the songs. Like they finally fixed it later on in the concert, but it's like, are they sucking?
Yeah.
But that changes everything.
Audio goes a long way. If right now we watched, not to keep bringing up Star Wars, but if we watched the Star Wars trilogy on that little TV down there, but I hooked up my Dolby Atmos surround sound, you'd still probably think like that was pretty cool because it does a lot more of the lifting than people give credit for. But anyway, people might disagree if it looked good or not, but I thought it looked good. It just the performance was whatever. But my point is, why am I talking about this? There was a big petition to have this Sebastian Stan guy be like, yo, just have him play young Luke.
Oh yeah,
he looks like younger Mark Hamill. Put the fucking wig on him.
Yeah,
like save the effects money.
They did that just for Solo. They didn't have Harrison Ford de-aged the whole movie.
The only thing, my argument with that is we have seen, with Han Solo, we never saw him as like a young little kid.
That's true.
But
we have seen Mark Hamill.
This is supposed to be days after Return of the Jedi.
Makes sense. Okay. Right.
So and I don't know. It never bugs me because I've always say this, like Star Wars is full of stupid creatures. So I'm already like suspending my disbelief. If they did that in a drama, if they did it in, Sopranos, they kind of tried to do that at one point. I'm not happy with that. But this, I didn't really care. But there's always petitions for this guy to play him. Like, just have an actor do it, and this is the guy. Like, he's a good actor. He looks like young Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Post a comment. See what you think.
I know, we're kind of like going back and changing like the Star Wars movies. Like, don't do that. But if you heard, hey, they're going back in and they're gonna redo Tony Soprano's mom in Sopranos? Make it actually. Would you be like, yes, go right ahead? Because it looks so bad. Or would you be like, nah, that's what aired. Leave it.
I mean, my instinct is always pencils down. It aired. But it's also the one blemish on, in my opinion, almost a perfect show.
And it is so goofy.
Yeah.
It was goofy then, and looking at it now, it's like unforgivably goofy.
Yeah.
You can't take it seriously.
Yeah. I remember when Spielberg was taking the guns out of E.T.
Right.
When those security... I remember before he did it, he was saying, like, we're going to put E.T. on DVD next year, and I am going to remove the guns from that part. And at that time, I remember, I've always been a Spielberg nut since I was a kid. Every interview they would say, like, well, what's something you regret? And he would always say, like, I wish I wouldn't have had these guys cocking shotguns with the kids riding up. That's just like too much. I hate that part. And so when the time came to change it, people were like, no, don't revise E.T., don't revise. And I get that, but I also felt like he's been talking about this forever.
How he hated it, yeah.
So, like, if this is truly the thing that ruins this movie for him, whatever. That being said, he did it and then went, I don't need to be changing my movies. And then he put it back. So, whatever with that. In the original Star Wars trilogy, sorry, we're on another tangent now. Sorry, Logan.
We'll get to it.
I remember the one, I hated all the changes, obviously, that they would make to the original Star Wars trilogy. But the one that I didn't like it, but I didn't like fuss, even though it was my favorite of the trilogy, Return of the Jedi, was them replacing Anakin with the making it, instead of the old Anakin that shows up at the end, changing it to Hayden Christensen. Like, my gut is like, ooh, don't put Hayden Christensen in this fucking movie. What are you doing? But that one I was able to easily kind of just like, yeah, all right. Because, same reason. George Lucas talked for years about it's Anakin that died. Like, when Anakin became Darth Vader, like, in every fucking chance they get, they make that clear in those movies. Anakin's not in there anymore. Like, he surrendered himself.
Right.
He died. And he's more machine than man. They always made that very clear. He's like, that guy died. He's gone.
Right.
So and he always talked about, like, really, it would make more sense if you saw the young man at the end, like he's like free now. Like that's, he talked about that for years. So when they did it, it was like, well, he's been talking about that for, so every now and then I can let it fly if it's like something over decades.
Yeah.
And I think Sopranos falls under that.
Yeah.
Everyone for decades has said that didn't work.
Since it aired.
Yeah. There's
So
also, Sean, I have a friend who is watching The Sopranos right now that pointed out and this is a thing that's caught speed. At the time, people didn't notice it, but there is a part where the trash trucks, like something happens in the trash route in Sopranos, like someone who skims off the top, stops or messes up the collection or something. So they start dumping trash in front of one of the businesses.
Right.
And the guy is yelling on his phone, and it is like a JPEG of the trash in front of him. Like, it is like a Photoshop cutout of it in front of him. And it's so funny because so many people didn't notice it when it aired, and now it's like, what is this? So you're going to hear a lot more about that trash over the years because it looks worse as time goes on.
This is so funny how things, it's like your eyes like, what the fuck?
I'll show it to you after.
So speaking of Star Wars, Adam Driver's in this movie as a fun surprise. Now, here's the thing.
Yeah.
I put this movie on, and I don't want to say I had low expectations because of Jules Asner. That is not the case.
Yeah.
But I just like Logan Lucky. Like, what the fuck?
Just to me, it sounded like,
this,
okay, what is it?
I don't know. I was pretty entertained the entire movie.
Me too.
I was like, when I first picked it, I was like, Rocco's might hate me for picking this movie. I don't know what this is. And I watched it, and I was like, no, that was fine. Like, there's problems with it. It's not the perfect movie. But if you want just like a fun movie.
Fun heist movie.
This is a fun heist movie.
And I want to give credit. I don't think he gets enough credit. Steven Soderbergh as director. There are directors that you follow and you love because you love their style. Spielberg, he's going to make a movie that's going to make you mushy. He's going to do that. Sad, happy, whichever. He's going to get those gushy things out of you. And he's going to do the close-up on the face when they're emotional. And the father's going to reunite with the son. You know you're getting that. When you get Quentin Tarantino, you're going to get fucking revenge.
You're gonna get also music that maybe doesn't all the way play. Like it's like out of context, but works perfectly for the scene.
Yeah. You know what you're getting. There's certain directors we love. I actually think Steven Soderbergh is great for the opposite. Truly, there is no consistency to this guy at all.
Yeah.
I find that you watch this guy did a remake of Solaris. That's nothing like this movie. Then this movie is like kind of trashy people in a heist. It's kind of the trashiest heist ever. On the other end of the spectrum, he's also got the classiest heist ever,
right.
Ocean's 11.
Which is why he did this movie.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
He said that he's like, I liked this movie because they had nothing. No one was well off.
Yeah.
And they still try to do a heist like Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
They had rubber bands to do it.
That's what made it cool.
Yes,
I thought.
I agree too. Because like, you're watching like Mission Impossible and he has the most high-tech gadgets that don't exist, whatever. And it's like, it's entertaining, but I would rather see someone MacGyver something and like, how did they make that work? Oh shit, that's pretty funny. Whatever.
Yeah, the fact Daniel Craig, I mean, you're like, how are they gonna get, deal with a vault and like how to get through it and what's his plan to like get in there or whatever? And he's putting like gummy bears and fake salt and sugar and another
bleach pens.
In a Walmart bag and putting that in, there's nothing high tech here. It's just like rednecks getting clever.
Yeah.
And that's what made it really entertaining, to be honest.
I agree. I was entertained this entire time. So I started watching it on my own.
Yeah.
And about 40 minutes in, Emma came home and was like, what is this? And so like I paused it and basically it's like I caught her up in the story. And we watched it and I think she really liked it. It was like we were like both invested by the end and it was like I didn't anticipate let alone to watch this movie and like it, but also like have her watching it with me also a lot of these actors, the ones we haven't named, she was like flipping out that they were in it.
Oh,
so
really?
There is a whole nother generation of younger actors that the high school, college kids fucking love that I don't know who they are, but they are somebody.
Oh, how funny.
Yeah, like, they're in Bridgerton. Oh, they're in this. Oh, they're in this. It's like, I don't know. But,
that's funny.
But yeah, so I think it was an all-star cast for her as well, just different people.
Wow, no kidding. Well, anyway, just want to say, Steven Soderbergh, I really like that he doesn't do anything consistent. He did Magic Mike, again, not anything like this, and I will recommend, just worth a viewing, but a movie he did right after this was Unsane, and that movie is about a woman that is eaten and chewed up alive by the healthcare system who like kind of won't let her go. They're insisting this. Oh, well, I'll go here for this. Well, wait, no, I don't need to go here for this. Wait, and she just gets deeper and deeper into the healthcare. I don't know how to describe it. They kind of lock her up where it's like, I'm not like this. I don't need this. I need that. Well, no, but you got to do this for like, she just like the system breaks her. And she's kind of held captive.
It sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah, by a shitty healthcare system, basically. And it's all shot on an iPhone 7.
What?
The whole movie. Steven Soderbergh, you can watch behind the scenes footage. He's got it in a little steadier thing, little gimbal little thing, just a handheld one. Going like that. Okay, talk there. Okay, that. All right, for this next shot, I want to do like kind of a tracking shot down the hallway. Okay, so he would sit in a wheelchair.
And they push him.
All right,
we've
push
done that.
me. Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah, it was all done by iPhone, and it gave it a neat style. It's everything. I mean, it's kind of flat, whatever, but like, for a woman who's losing her mind and stuck in a hospital and all that stuff, that style really feels like, it's great. It's really, really good. So I like the fact that this guy challenges himself with a different thing.
And I'll even say, he's done a heist movie before. That is a huge movie.
And and you would think he would not, why attempt that?
Why attempt it? You've already done it, and it was a smash hit.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the first Ocean's 11, like the one, the Frank Sinatra, whatever.
Yeah.
That's a classic, I guess. It is.
Yeah.
But this one, I feel like, is a movie that everyone has seen, Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
That's a movie that everyone saw.
Yeah.
And so the fact that he filmed another heist movie, but it looks nothing like the other one, is pretty cool.
Yeah. It wasn't like, oh, this again.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Yeah, so we can go through the plot if you want. It's
Yeah, I mean, we could go through it real quick.
I liked this movie. It never spoon fed you anything.
Yeah.
It was always assumption of like, who everyone is, you know their situation, even though you don't. Like, you just have to learn it. Like, they start off by firing Jimmy Logan, Channing Tatum, because he's limping.
Yeah.
That's all you know. You don't know why he's limping. You don't know anything.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many times that I thought the girl up here was his new wife or girlfriend or whatever, and it took me like an hour in the movie. Oh, it's his sister. I didn't even know. I couldn't. Did they tell me that and missed it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that all three of these people were siblings. That was
yeah.
So I don't know. I just really liked how you kind of had to watch it and just let the story develop in front of you. It didn't tell you anything.
Yeah, and even when they go to the bar and you meet Adam Driver's character for the first time, what's the character's name?
Adam Driver is Clyde Logan.
Clyde Logan, but yeah, even him, it's like it's not like they go, oh man, I can't believe I lost my arm in the war. Anyway, whatever. It's like doesn't come up until it does. It's like,
right.
Oh yeah, the shitty Seth MacFarlane racer guy who's just like, oh, I see, you're missing an arm over there, and then this guy is limping or whatever, and you guys could almost be merged into one normal person,
Yeah.
Which earns Seth MacFarlane as an ass kicking. He gets
I was, again, that's the one character I was like, I don't like this character.
Yeah.
And you're not supposed to like him, but I didn't like the way he was. I didn't like him.
It's truly also amazing that Seth MacFarlane is in this tangling with these big actors, because man, I'm someone who remembers Seth MacFarlane from like the 90s, 2000s, whatever. And he was a dorky animator, like little wormy dude with big glasses. That I'm working on the show Family Guy. He directed shorts for like the new, what was it, Hanna-Barbera, or what was it? There was this big duck guy. What was his name? Or was it the new Woody Woodpecker show? Something like that. But he was like doing cartoons on kids TV, and then he did Family Guy. He was just a dorky animator. And the fact that he transcended animator and is like just
a movie star?
Yeah, he's in there with. Of course, that being said, any movie that he led bombed. Like Ted did good,
but he wasn't in it. I mean, he is in it, but he's not. His face isn't in it. Right?
But he tried to do A Million Ways to Die in the West or whatever, and that did you ever see that?
No, God no.
Parts of it were okay. There is one part where, in all sincerity, he like. I like the premise of the movie where it's like at that time anything that wasn't you was trying to kill you. Like, and that's the emphasis of the movie is like there was nothing that wouldn't kill you back then.
Right.
So okay, good premise. And then, whatever, he's trying to get the girl and it's like him and Charlize Theron. Again, this guy was a dorky ass animator and now it's like Theron? Yeah, I think in this movie I'll be gunning for Charlize Theron, and it's like, yeah, all right, good work if you can get it. But it was okay movie. Some of it was Family Guy cringe kind of shit. There was one part where they, in all sincerity, are like, we need to get everyone in the town to get together. Everyone, where's the fucking town? We need to get the town doctor. We need to get the town. Oh, the fucking town scientist doesn't even come down. Yeah, he's like been like holed up in his place. We'll get him, okay. And then he goes, and it's literally tied into Back to the Future 3. He goes into the barn and like, Doc, are you going to come to the meeting this year? Oh,
what?
I'm working on something, but not quite ready. And it's like, okay. And it's clear he's like got the DeLorean covered up behind a thing. And they're playing the music.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and it's like, are you doing something? Oh, and he's got like the model of the train or something like that. And it's like, I think I might be busy this Monday. Like it's actually like, okay, in the continuity of Back to the Future 3, this makes sense.
Wow.
So that was a big point for that movie.
That sounds cool.
That was an unexpected little moment you didn't need.
Damn.
Outside of that,
yeah. Well, he sucked in this movie.
Yes.
Channing
should have had an actual British guy in that role.
I agree.
Because you would have felt that asshole bite if it was like, the guy from like Look Around You, whatever his name is.
I also feel like, okay, this is stupid, but he was a British guy, but he was he looked like a redneck with like the mustache. He had a handlebar mustache and like a mullet.
Yeah.
And
but he was like this. He was talking like Stewie or not Stewie, but something else. Yeah.
And then he worked with NASCAR, and it's like, not to say there's no British people who work for NASCAR.
But let us have NASCAR. Brits. No.
You guys can have soccer. No, but I just feel
you guys
like
can have the O2 Stadium.
He just looked like a hick with a British accent for no reason.
It almost seemed like that was something he goofed, like he surprised everyone on set by doing that, and they went, "Oh, keep doing that."
Yes,
doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Yeah,
but maybe that. Well, I'm sure we get into that. Who knows?
I remember Bob Odenkirk talked about he has a hard rule on that. He said it's always easy to surprise everyone on set with a funny thing, and then keep doing that. And he's like, I don't allow that because when you wrote the script, you thought hard about what was going to work there. It's easy to laugh at the fresh new thing you haven't heard 100 times, but that doesn't make it the right thing.
There was one time in
Thank you, Bob.
middle school where I did a play, and I don't remember why we did a play in middle school because we didn't have a theater. It was just like the little room, but it was a thing where the whole middle school watched the play, and I was a guy. I was like a police officer, and then she wanted me to have a Scottish accent for the play for some fucking reason. I don't know.
Okay.
And there's a part where it's like, do you know where the suspect is? And I was supposed to go like this and look. I don't know why I did this. I regret it. But I one time, in the rehearsal, Pulp Fiction just came out, and I did the, whatever. I just did that. Stupid.
Yeah.
So dumb.
Yeah.
She lost her fucking mind and thought it was the funniest thing and was like, do that in the play. And I was like, I don't think that makes sense. And I was just being silly. And she's like, do it in the play. And then I did it in the rehearsal again because she wanted me to. And she's like, you know what? No. Everyone should do it. I want everyone in the cast to do it in that moment. It's like, and so then that happened in the play, and it was so unfucking funny that I think about it now and get the chills. Like, why did I even start that stupid joke? And that's the kind of thing, like, I was on set, made a joke, and then it ended up being a fucking nightmare for me. So
you know what I think about with that all the time? I will never forget. Sorry to call this person out. I'm not going to say their name, but there was someone in our theater class that did a monologue about a peanut butter sandwich.
I remember this.
You remember that?
Very clearly.
And he was never usually that good. He killed
great.
it in that. He
best.
gave this speech about his peanut butter sandwich. It was like,
it fucking ruled.
He was really good.
I remember.
And then we were gonna do a drama showcase at the end of the year. We were gonna do a drama showcase at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And the teacher was like, you have to do that in the showcase.
Agreed.
You have to do that. Everyone was like, yeah, you nailed that. And then she was like, yeah, so all I would say is like a criticism or a critique would be keep it consistent, because sometimes you went fast, sometimes you went slow. I think it'd be better with a consistency like consistent like that. And then she just went like like a beatnik. She made a joke because she kept doing that, so she said like a beatnik. They talk like that.
Yeah.
And that guy took it literally
to so far to the moon.
And then
had a beatnik outfit on.
The showcase day came. He's dressed like a beatnik, and we were all like, "Oh no, what is he doing?" He took her note literally. She was joking.
Peanut butter sandwich.
I ate a peanut butter sandwich, and it was probably the worst thing the whole day. And
everyone was backstage just like, no.
Yeah, it's like this guy didn't get it. God, I just remember being back there like, this guy would have floored everyone if he did it the same way he did it before.
And he fucking nailed it.
And he just fucking blew it.
Just gave him the wrong note. Don't give him that note.
She just joked about a beatnik and that I'm going to make a peanut butter sandwich. And he just looked like a fucking loon.
God, that kills me thinking about it. That hurts me.
Sorry if he's out there.
If he subs to our Patreon...
you're always very nice guy.
Killed it.
But man,
that first delivery was so good.
Live and learn.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess, that was 25 years ago, so we're probably past it. But anyways.
I think it was only like 24.
Oh, sorry, 24 years ago. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, it's all good. Okay. All right, so back to the movie. This is something that they never explain. And do I hate that they don't explain it, or do I like it? They beat up the guy They throw people's cell phones who are recording them beating up this rich guy in the his flaming car. They destroy his car.
Which was a great scene.
Great scene. Also, I liked the detail of he took both cell phones and whipped them right through the window and it blew up.
Yeah.
But to me, it was like he's an athlete. Like he nailed both of those shots perfectly.
Yeah, he threw them very athletically.
Like this guy, you got more of his character by those throws, which I thought was a cool detail.
Yeah.
But then he just yells out cauliflower.
Yeah.
And then Adam Driver goes, "You say cauliflower to me?" Yup. And that's it.
Yeah.
They never really tell you what as far as I know, what like I know it means you have to do, we're going to do something.
When they were younger, they got into danger and they would say like, I remember I yelled cauliflower. Yeah, but they didn't really say like why
that word.
Why that? Yeah, yeah.
I don't know why cauliflower is the word to say in the Logan family, but it is. So he said cauliflower, and that means whatever Channing Tatum is cooking up is going to happen.
Yeah, yeah.
It also starts, I thought, kind of cool with like Channing Tatum like fixing his car. Yeah. You know, his daughter. It just did a lot of good character building instantly.
Yeah, that he's like trying to be a good family man, but like the world is just fucking this guy up. Yeah. Like he lost his job, all these things. The divorce that he's going through is shitty, and
but you know, like it's just a little like the little lines I really enjoyed of like he's fixing the car and it's like pliers and she's like needle nose or regular, whatever. Like she is this little girl, but she knows the questions to ask because she knows all the tools and she's done this 1,000 times.
And she loves her dad.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. It's like every relationship in this movie is kind of sweet.
Yeah.
Even like the Katie Holmes, who is his ex-wife, who I'm assuming was like the prom queen next to him being the prom king. And then he got injured, which you find out later, in a football accident. He was going to be this big star. Yeah. He wasn't. His life kind of went to shit.
Yeah, yeah.
She left for Roy from The Office. And they seem to have. She has a shitload of money, and Channing Tatum has no money, as it seems. But his daughter loves him the same. There's no ill will. Like they're very close. Yeah. So it seems. Yeah. Even like the Roy character, it's so funny. This guy's always cast as something like. He's always cast this way of like you don't really hate him, but he's always on the wrong side of it. You know. Mm-hmm. Like, that guy is always, like, even in this movie, he's, like, inviting Channing. You want to go to the movies with us? Like, he's, like, you know, friendly to Channing. You know, he's nice to him. Yeah. But he's just, like, but you're the new guy who's some rich asshole who's, like, talking about his car, you know? But he's not, like, you don't hate him.
Yeah. I got confused for a second. I was like, Roy? Oh, he was Roy in The Office.
Sorry, Roy from The Office. Yeah, that actor.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's always on the wrong side. Now he's, like, he's the guy who's in between Jim and Pam. And it's like, fuck this guy. Even though, like, he's not the best fiance, but he's not like a monster.
He's good at being a difficulty, but not an outright like this guy's a fucking threat.
Yeah, he's not like a villain. He's just an obstacle always.
Yeah.
This is his role.
He is the dad of the Red Ranger in the 2017 Power Rangers movie, same year as this.
He is.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. It's like he's a difficult dad, but fair. You know,
firm but fair.
Yeah.
No. He's something about that face where it's like you can't hate him, but you don't love him either.
Yeah.
Anyways, you find out his daughter is doing a beauty pageant. She's going to sing the song Umbrella by Rihanna, which apparently is about her vagina, Rihanna's vagina. I didn't know that. Is that true?
I think that's a lie.
Is that a lie? Is that part of the movie? Because I've heard that song 10 billion times. Never once thought it was about Rihanna's vagina. So that was news to me. We'll ask Joel Zasner later about that.
Yeah.
Where are we in the plot? I got lost. I'm sorry. Okay. So basically, Adam Driver and their sister and Channing Tatum are gonna rob the place where Channing Tatum was just fired, which is this racetrack.
Yeah.
Which I never heard of this racetrack.
Wasn't he doing construction there?
He was doing construction there because they were filling up potholes that have formed in the middle of the racetrack.
Yeah.
Where like people camp out and stuff.
Which are inherently above. There's like, they have a whole infrastructure below the track.
Right.
Where there's like pneumatic lines and fuel lines and, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
But what he points out is that there are pneumatic tubes down there where like they send the cash in the stadium. Like they all have so much cash coming in from all the different vendors and different whatever that it goes into the pipes that they just put it in a thing. They seal up in a thing and shunk down the pneumatic tubes, and it all goes into a vault. There's like a dedicated vault.
Now this place also has its own vault, its own police force.
Yeah.
It's like its own little city essentially.
Yeah.
And there's even condos of people who live on top of the racetrack 24/7. You know, because they love NASCAR so much that you can live on top of the and watch it.
Yeah,
like a fucking nightmare to me. But
yeah, I wouldn't want to be around that much.
Can you imagine? That to me is though like you're into NASCAR and you're fucking rich and that's just your weekend home whenever there's a NASCAR event you want to go see.
That's true.
But I'm telling you, I do not get NASCAR at all.
Me neither.
I don't get it a smidge. It is another language to me why anyone would like this. So
is I never hear about it from any of our fans. Are there legitimately no judgment? Are there any viewers watching? Are you a big like NASCAR guy or racing, whatever?
Yeah.
Are you a big NASCAR? Specifically, I guess NASCAR. Are you into that? Let us know. And what is it? What are we missing? You know, but I'll fully disclose. I'm like that about most competitive anything.
Yeah.
I'll watch basketball, soccer, all of those. I'll go like, what? But you know, but NASCAR, I know a lot of people have a real roadblock, no pun intended, on. And so I'm curious what you have to say.
I will say though, I have seen videos of like, the world's fastest pit stop.
Yeah.
And
it's pretty amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah, there are parts that are kind of incredible.
And it's like, they were able to change all 4 cars' tires, give it new gas, and then do something else in 3 seconds. And it's like, well, that I want to see.
Yes,
you know.
agreed.
But that's not the race.
Yeah,
that's just them fixing the car up real quick.
Yeah.
But I will say that is like, fuck, that's cool.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much.
There's aspects that I do think are cool.
But the racing itself, we're 600 laps. 500 miles or whatever the fuck. And it's like, what?
The best thing that came out of NASCAR culture is Cars Land and California Adventure. Life is a highway.
Exactly.
I do like Cars Land.
Yeah. Cars Land rules. And I thought I was going to hate it, but I was really impressed by it.
Cars Land is a land that should be terrible. Like a land for the movie Cars got its own land. Fuck that. And then you go and it's like, damn, I got a bacon mac and cheese in a cone.
And it looks great.
And there's a giant canyon you could race through. And it's kind of amazing. Yeah, it's kind of a really amazing part of a theme park.
I gotta agree.
Anyways,
I know we're so far into this. We've had so many tangents. I'm sorry.
This is the tangent episode.
So they decide that Channing Tatum's like, we're gonna rob this place. I've been in there. I was fired from there, but I know where the money flows through these tubes. I've seen the tubes. We can do it.
Yeah.
We just got to get someone who can blow up the vault.
Yeah.
That's where they meet up with Daniel Craig, who was in prison.
Yeah.
I really like the idea of Daniel Craig. I think every actor was great in this movie, honestly, besides Seth MacFarlane. But Daniel Craig with like the whole like eating the eggs always with his like specialized salt. There's a fun little character developments, but like
I loved his little speech with that. Fake salt. Someone had to come up with that.
Yeah.
You believe that? They made fake salt.
Yeah. Then he was like, well, I don't really want to, I'm in jail now. I don't want to get out of jail in 5 months. I've been here for so long just to go back to jail for robbing something. And they're like, well, we're going to rob this place in 5 weeks. He's like, well, he's in jail now. And the idea that they're going to break him out of jail to do this job and then break him back into jail was like, you got me. Like, this is like, once that dynamic was set up, I was like, oh, this is entertaining. Like, one thing's impressive enough, and now I got to go back in without him being like noticed that he's been gone.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot of series of events. It's like, it's a heist movie. There's so many things that happen of like, Adam Driver gets he sends himself to jail. Like he says cauliflower and then drives through a convenience store so he he's in the same place with. I mean, here's the thing with.
Yeah.
Right, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's a great shot too.
Oh yeah.
He drives into a convenience store. I mean, fully drives the fucking car through a convenience store, crashes, gets out, kind of limps over, and okay, yeah, Doritos. Yeah, I'll take a bag of those.
And that's
the
one
the
shot.
woman behind the counter is just like, whoa. Yeah, he had to do that shit. Did he drive the car himself?
I think he did. I do think he did. Also, there was a fuck up in that shot. The
I
camera
didn't see that.
messes up, but it was clear that you got one take.
Yeah.
And so that's like there was a part where he gets out of the car and the camera is panning up and it just for a second, but they kept it in because it's the same shot.
I didn't even realize it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I want to watch that
again. It made me like that more.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, you get one take of this.
Honesty through filmmaking.
I kind of, and as someone who makes shit, and we've done shit with, you got one take, it doesn't go perfect, but it's like, well, that's what we have to work with. Then. If we can't do that again.
I remember when we did our, not to have another tangent, but we did that Gauntlet video for Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And I remember it was like, okay, we're going to hit, last shot of the day, we're going to hit everyone with a ton of fake blood.
Oh, yeah.
And there's no cleaning this up, so it's gonna work. And then we did it. And then do you remember he hit it and it was bubbles everywhere because he used soap as a base for it. And you could hear Garrett like off camera like fuck, it's fucking bubbles, God. So anyway, so we just added a really big belch.
Yep.
Like maybe that helped. You know, like I don't know. I don't know.
But
if that
that's
helped.
what you got. You get what you get.
You tell us anyway.
Anyways, so where were we? Daniel Craig, they're going to break him out. Adam Driver is now in prison with him. You meet Daniel Craig's brothers who I thought they were funny enough. Like, they're trying to, like, you got to give us a moral reason to rob this place. And then, like, you know, like, it was stupid. It's all stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, I did like those two guys.
I liked him.
Jack Quaid, like I said, he's in The Boys. He's really good. He's what's the guy's name? Dennis Quaid? Dennis Quaid's kid.
Really?
Yep.
Really?
It makes sense when you look at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. So this whole movie, they give you pieces of like they're gonna do this, but you don't really know what the plan is.
Yeah.
You know there's a plan somehow, but you can't. They don't tell you what it is.
Yeah,
like, in Ocean's 11, they tell you exactly the plan.
They lay it all out before
they show you the plan.
Yeah.
Before, you know, it's like so well thought out.
Yeah.
This is like there's a thought out plan here, but I don't if I know.
Yeah.
But it's fun to see it on the other end of it, where it's like I'm just gonna jump ahead to like they're gonna rob this place, and it starts with those brothers and they blow up some building or a little like shack thing. Like, what is that? And then now all the cards don't work. And it's like, oh, so now they need to use cash for everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's like,
the stadium necessitates cash. And there's so much of it that they're going like, we don't have time to get accurate counts. Just put all the cash in the
right, because everything's fucked. So we'll figure it out later.
So it's like, damn, that worked beautifully.
Yeah, but like you didn't know that plan before they did it.
No.
But it was cool. Like it was a cool thing. But like I liked that part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more parts to the heist, but they're in the tunnel, and it's like you see like first off, breaking Daniel Craig and Adam Driver out of prison was also awesome. I thought. You see Daniel Craig in some shop, and he's like painting this like wooden thing. You don't know what that is until later. You realize that they put it underneath the trucks, and then they're going to be inside of those. And then when they go with the mirrors underneath the trucks, you won't see them because they're in the little wooden platform that he's been building this whole time.
Yeah.
I don't, like, I feel like when we go through the plots of movies, sometimes it's like, I don't even know what to say with this because there's so many little aspects that kind of lead into one another to make it so this robbery happens.
Yeah.
So you know what? Things go good, things go bad. It works, it doesn't work. Eventually, they figured it all out. They stole the money.
Yeah, they vacuumed the money out. Daniel Craig helps, he does a little explosive trick that
which the scene I thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
When the thing came back and it's like, why didn't it work? And it's like, oh, I tied the bag too tight. 1 second. He just undoes one time. Like, all right, it's good now. It
sends it back in the pneumatic tube. It blows open the valve. And then it's like, well, now we could stick a vacuum in here and suck up all the money that's going into the vault.
And so they suck it up, put it in trash bags, have the brothers dressed like janitors, drive the trash out of the thing. Makes total sense.
Yeah.
Then the pickup truck is full of trash bags. And this is the part where Channing Tatum calls the police, admits what he does, and then leaves, gets hitchhiked away from the scene.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, why'd you rob the place if you are gonna give the money back? And like, you got away with it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Is that after he sees his daughter at the play?
Yes.
He goes to see.
Yes, you're right.
So he visits his daughter. He does this whole robbery, but again, the daughter's going to perform Umbrella at some pageant, and they're all like, "Yeah, I guess dad didn't make it to this. Okay, whatever." But then she goes out on stage, and he barely makes it. He does. He's in the entrance, standing in the doorway, like, "Okay, made it." And she sees him, and puts the umbrella down, and then goes, "I'm actually going to sing Country Roads because it's my daddy's favorite song," which I fucking hate that song. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Yes. Enough of Country Roads, take me home.
I agree with you.
To fucking take me home permanently. I don't ever want to hear it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so she changes the song.
Yes. And then she wins.
And I think that's got to be why a big factor, I think, at least you're led to believe it in the moment, why he leaves the truck full of money, calls it in, and then hitchhikes away. And then it's like, oh, did his love for his daughter make him go like, nah, I don't. That's not
worth the risk.
That's not me.
It's not worth the risk. I could lose her if I go to jail. I won't see her. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
I already have the money, but I should just give it back.
Yeah.
Is what you think. And then he doesn't tell anyone else in his, posse what he's gonna do. Daniel Craig gets out and is fucking pissed. Adam Driver's not talking to him. His sister won't talk to him. Like, everyone's mad because he just gave away all this money they all stole together. And it was his idea.
Yeah.
Then it comes, like, the movie changes gears for the last, 20 minutes to this, Hilary Swank is an FBI agent trying to figure out what happened with the money and trying to chase all the leads.
Yeah.
It was a weird change of pace. It went from a heist movie to a detective movie for a second.
For a minute.
Yeah.
She's just like, yeah, so where is this? Oh, whatever. Did anything happen in the prison? And the police chief was like, no. The police chief, by the way, all this chaos happens in the prison, and that's how they get them out, is the prisoners cover for them, and they cover the fucking camp. They have a riot, and they light shit on fire and whatever. And Dwight Yoakam's character is just like, we don't have problems in this prison. Well, we should report this. No, because then our prison looks bad. We'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. So yeah, when the FBI starts investigating, they're like, we have witnesses saying that Adam Driver, who's supposed to be in prison.
Yeah, and Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig's supposed to be in prison. There's witnesses. Seth MacFarlane's shitty character says he saw him in a tunnel. He recognized the guy from the bar in the tunnel. Whatever. Something's going on. Is it possible they broke out of prison? And he's like, no. And they said, well, it says there was a fire reported the other night. No, just a guy lit a fire in the trash can and we put it out. That was it. Nothing else has been happening here. And the guy is knowing there's been riots and stuff that he just didn't call in. No, we're fine. So they start putting his feet to the fire, a little bit are you running this prison correctly? Maybe someone got out. They kind of pursue it more and more and more and more. And eventually, the head of the NASCAR shit or whatever meets with these FBI people, Hilary Swank and all that, and says, look, the cash was left for us. Whoever stole it left the truck full of cash. We just want to be done with this. We got it back. Let's just be done. And then, I'm ready to wrap this up and put this case behind us. And then Hilary Swank is like, I do have one more question for you. You filed an insurance claim for how much money was stolen. But everywhere we've gone, there's no accurate counts of how much cash was there. Kind of tying back to when shit was hitting the fan and they couldn't take cards at the stadium. Right. Don't count anything. Just funnel it into the thing. That's the order that we got. So it kind of ties back to that. She's like, you don't even have accurate counts of the cash that day. So how much did you know to claim? And he's just like, I'm not part of those conversations. See ya. So it's kind of like he was just like, get the FBI out of our hair as soon as possible.
Right.
And then you start to think, is this kind of what Channing Tatum thought was going to happen?
Right.
And you start to get the flashbacks of what really happened.
And then, it shows you he planned everything, even to trick his own people out.
Yeah. Yeah, when they were all doing the heist as he planned it, he, and with help from like his sister, kind of had their own heist where when they were away doing that, they funneled away a ton more cash. Just, okay, file this away. Go bury this somewhere. You know, go throw this in the trash. And this guy we know in the trash truck, he'll bury it somewhere. And, you know, and then when the coast is clear, we'll go get it.
Yeah, but, you know, Adam Driver and Daniel Craig don't know that part of it.
Yeah, none of them knew anything. He kind of had his own heist where he could, on his own, give money to the people he felt deserved it. And eventually, that is Daniel Craig. He leaves a little nest egg for Daniel Craig, who kind of lost everything while he was in prison. He leaves a bag for him outside.
The guy who helped him in prison, who caused the riot, the fake riot, he got out of prison. There's a whole thing of money for him.
Yeah. A doctor that helped him at the beginning of the movie, she's got a fucking wad of cash sent to her, just like, what?
Yeah.
He kind of used it to donate to the worthy causes.
Yeah.
And
Which, how much money was in that vault? Because if they got all that money back, I was like, how much money was in those trash bags then? Because he got like 2 or 3 of them and he kept. Like how?
Yeah, they never gave a final.
Like it seems like it was hundreds of thousands of dollars of what he's given out to people, but was it? Like I don't know.
Could have been more.
Was it $1 million? Like I don't know what came out of that vault.
Could have been.
I guess they didn't say. Now here's the thing that was. Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, no. But anyway, it ends up being that there was a second heist that we just didn't know about, and then now we know.
Yeah. Now we know. But my question is, okay, so the movie ends. The FBI has been called off.
Yeah.
Everyone has gotten their money now, and they've all like kind of realized like maybe the master plan of this. I don't know, because he did give away all that money and they didn't know about it, and I can see why they'd be pissed off about that. But whatever.
Sure.
So they're in the bar celebrating the fact that they're finally free. They know like they're off our back, and then the last thing is Hilary Swank is in the bar with them, like. What is that?
It's a reveal where Adam Driver goes over. Oh, I've never seen you in this bar before. You new through these parts? Oh, just passing through. But hoping to stay a while. She says, I'm hoping to stay a while. And he goes, well, and he pours her a drink. Here's to stay in a while. And then it reveals her.
Right. It's
and
her.
She's smiling. And then it pans out. And that's kind of the end of the movie.
Right.
I think that implies, hey, NASCAR dropped this, but I didn't drop it.
I kind of said too.
I'm like the way she says, I'm thinking I'll stay a while.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to her. I think you could either take my gut was saying she's like, because they even had the sister and Daniel Craig even had the conversation at the bar. Like, our family always had bad luck. Do you think things are cyclical? Do you think we'll end up doing, bad shit again and getting, whatever for it? And he's like, no, I'm focused on the future.
Yeah.
I'm not repeating the past. So my gut instinct is by Hilary Swank being there, it's like, things are going to eat shit again.
Yeah, they're going to be shitty.
Yep. That's my gut instinct.
Yeah.
But then the other part of it you could look at is that she knows they just got away with a big thing, and she's like, maybe I want in with these guys. Maybe I want to see what these guys are all about. And because she's clearly not happy in her professional side,
right.
So maybe there's something fun for her here. And maybe this family who has gone, things go good, things go bad, things go to shit, whatever, maybe there's something appealing about it to her.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
I don't know, but I kind of think it might just be the former. She's
going
to bust them.
And they're called, the movie's called Logan Lucky. You find out Logan is their last name and that they're very unlucky.
Yeah.
And they are seems that there's a curse on them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just kind of felt like she was there to fuck up their shit. Like they thought they were Logan Lucky, but they're not.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Maybe today they are, but not tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's Logan Lucky.
Yeah.
I picked it, so I will give the reviews first. I thought it was a entertaining movie from back to front. I love the characters. I think it's one of those things where like I'm blown away by this movie because I think I had zero expectations for it.
Same here.
So I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it. I almost want to give it a 4.
That's what I'll just be honest. I'm struggling because 4 seems high for a movie like this, but at the same time, I was impressed by the whole thing. And I was like, damn, you did that really well.
And it's like, I've got a record before. It's like some movies are just well made.
Yeah.
And some movies are just fun. This movie was a little bit of both. It was fun the whole time, and I thought the acting was great. You know what? Fuck it, 4. Why not? This is a 4, and I Can't believe that.
Yeah, I think they did a lot with a little. Oh,
Yeah.
actually, I shouldn't say a little. The cast was really good.
Yeah,
Cast was
sure.
better than it deserved to be. You know, truthfully, I would probably give it a 3.5, but I always like to round up.
Yeah.
So I'll do 4.
And here's the thing: is like on Rotten Tomatoes, it's a 92%. Like we're not alone, but I think this movie was pretty good.
Okay,
You know, like,
I didn't know. Yeah,
people like this movie. So yeah, I'm honestly I'm glad I picked it. I thought I was gonna fuck us both over by picking it. I did not. It was a fun time.
Cool.
So, anyways, that's Logan Lucky. Thank you, Jules Asner. Rocco, what are we gonna watch next?
Okay, we've been severely lacking in one department on Movie Club. As far as I know, we have not had a Kevin Smith movie on here. New Jersey has not been represented.
We have not had a Kevin Smith movie.
We're going to go. It just got like a fancy new 4K release. You know, we could go to the quintessential indie classic Clerks.
We could.
We could go.
Hoosiers. You're picking Hoosiers?
That's not a Kevin Smith movie.
Yeah, right.
You're thinking of Yoga Hosers.
No, I'm thinking of Hoosiers.
No. I'm gonna go. Let's go a little bit further up. Mallrats. Is Mallrats still funny? I think Clerks has endured because of its indie dearness. Like, oh, this guy made this movie on no money, and it all things considered has aged well, considering nothing about it should. There's, things that don't, but you know what I mean? It's like for something made by like a fucking kid practically, it's pretty interesting, But Mallrats was like his first, here's a budget from a studio movie. Does it hold up? Is it shitty now?
No, we already know, theatrically at the time it was a bomb.
Yeah.
But I've seen it a lot. I haven't seen it recently, though, so let's watch it again.
Yeah. It's funny, too, because it's always called, oh, yeah, it was a bomb. Oh, his biggest bomb. Like, no one knew about it. No one saw it. And it's so funny because I can't speak for you, but I remember when it came out, I was well aware of it. Like, even as a kid, I wasn't seeing his movies, but I saw stuff for it everywhere. I thought that's a big movie. And then to hear, no one saw it, I was like, what? I knew all about it. But he talks about that in behind the scenes and stuff like that, is they tested that movie a lot in San Diego. They had a test screening at Comic-Con.
Oh, wow.
That was so went over so well that they were like, this is the biggest fucking movie we're ever going to put out. This is so, and then they would learn later, well, yeah, that crowd ate it up, but will the rest of the country? Who knows? So anyway,
we're gonna get into it next week.
Yeah, I know. We're going off on it now. Save it for a fucking episode.
God, stop. Ugh. Anyways, we'll see you next week. Watch Mallrats again, and goodbye. Love you.